There's a truth no one wants to admit. The older we get, the less we feel like eating. But what truly startled me was learning that, after the age of 60, eating the wrong way can actually age us faster than time itself. I remember once sitting and watching my mother, who used to be the head chef of our entire family, quietly push away her bowl of rice, saying, "It just doesn't taste good anymore." And then it hit me. I was doing the same, eating just to get by, living just to pass the days. Many seniors are like me, thinking we don't need to eat much anymore because we're retired, no longer doing hard labor, and don't have grand ambitions left. But what few realize is that this is exactly the stage when our bodies need nutrients the most, to recover, to fight illness, and to preserve whatever dignity we still have. Skipping meals, eating imbalanced or overly simple diets, sooner or later it clouds our memory, dries out our skin, and weakens our bones, not because of age, but because of nutritional deficiency. And the saddest part? It all happens quietly, day by day, without fanfare, without warning. But don't worry, today I'm going to share what the doctors have told me, simple and honest suggestions, from a bowl of rice, a cup of milk, to how to choose the right supplements. And I think the last thing you'll hear today will surprise you, because it's easier to do than you think. If you're already over 60, leave a number 1, so I know you're walking this journey with me. And if you're preparing for that stage, leave a 0. Because trust me, starting early is one of the best gifts you can give yourself. 1. Eggs. A breakfast for health and memory eggs. A simple, familiar dish, yet a powerful one, especially when seen from the lens of old age. Eggs are a high-quality source of protein, easy to digest, and perfectly suited to the aging digestive system. They're also rich in vitamin B12, a nutrient that becomes harder to absorb after 60, and choline, a key compound for memory and brain function. When we were younger, many of us avoided eggs out of fear of cholesterol. But science has changed. People over 60 no longer need to shy away from 1 egg a day, as long as the diet is balanced. I still remember Mr. High, 74 years old, who used to skip breakfast because nothing tastes good anymore. But when encouraged to try a soft-boiled egg with a warm bowl of porridge, he began to feel a comforting warmth in his stomach and a surprising lift in his spirit every morning. 1 egg in the morning not only provides protein, but also gives lutein, a nutrient good for the eyes, and selenium, which boosts immunity. Eggs help maintain muscle mass and slow down muscle loss, a silent process that everyone over 60 experiences. When was the last time you ate an egg? Maybe it's been a while, dismissed as too ordinary. But sometimes, what's ordinary is exactly what your body quietly needs most. So don't underestimate the power of an egg. It's not just food. It's a nourishing, gentle, and familiar medicine for your mornings. 2. Fish. The ocean within. Before it's a meal, fish is a memory. It's the meal my mother made when we were poor, a humble clay pot braised fish, simple but oddly comforting. Only now, in my older years, do I understand why she always insisted I eat fish. She didn't speak the language of nutrition, but she knew eating fish keeps you strong for longer. Fish is a gift from the sea, and a gift for those over 60. The fats in fish, especially sea fish, are rich in omega-3, which help reduce inflammation, lower bad cholesterol, prevent heart disease, and protect memory and eyesight. This is especially vital as our aging brains and hearts quietly begin to weaken. People used to say, "Fish smells too fishy. It's unpleasant." But after 60, what's unpleasant often comes from nutritional deficiency, from sudden dizziness, fading memory, that growing reluctance to walk, the creeping fatigue. These things, fish can help soothe, if we give ourselves the chance to change our thinking. I remember Judith, a 68-year-old Canadian woman living in District 7. She used to refuse fish saying she didn't like the smell. But after learning how to make pan-seared salmon with lemon and dill, she laughed and said, "I never thought I'd crave fish this much." Now she eats fish at least 2 to 3 times a week. Regular fish consumption can help prevent Alzheimer's, slow skin aging, improve mood, and reduce the risk of depression in old age. For older adults, it's not just about nutrition. It's about dignity, about joy, about the desire to live with clarity and strength. Ask yourself, when was the last time you ate fish? Have you ever tried preparing it differently, steamed instead of fried, or perhaps a light fish soup instead of heavily braised? Your body may be waiting for something gentle from the sea. And I want you to remember, one slice of fish each week could be a quiet gift for your heart, for your memory, and for those who still love you and long to see you well every single day. 3. Milk, the gentle white of sleep. Milk is not just a drink. It's a soft white memory from childhood. When I was little, my grandmother used to make me a warm cup of sweetened condensed milk every night. That sweetness not only warmed my stomach, it soothed my sleep. Now, past 60, I return to milk like an old friend. Not sugary, but deeply comforting. After 60, the body gradually loses its ability to absorb calcium and vitamin D, two essential elements for preserving bone health and immune function. Milk, especially unsweetened fresh milk, yogurt, or cheese, is a natural, easily absorbed source of calcium that helps prevent osteoporosis, improves sleep quality, and supports muscle recovery. There was a time when many avoided milk, thinking it makes you fat or is hard to digest. But the truth is, if you choose the right kind, unsweetened, low-fat, lactose-free, milk becomes a gentle yet powerful medicine for the aging body. I once met Uncle Tu, 82 years old, during a regular health checkup. He told me that he used to avoid milk for years, fearing bloating. But after being advised to try lactose-free milk and sip it slowly before bed, not only did he sleep better, but he also felt less back pain and walked more lightly in the morning. A glass of milk at night can ease the quiet worries of old age. It helps relax the nervous system, reduces restlessness and insomnia, and brings a feeling of being cared for, even if it's just by oneself. You might want to give milk another chance. No need for much, just 100–150 ml before bed. It can be warm milk, lightly sweetened yogurt, or a small piece of cheese during a snack. Your body will notice the change, quietly but gratefully. And if there's one message I want to leave you, drinking milk doesn't make you weaker. It's how you gently tell yourself, I'm still taking care of me in the gentlest way I can. 4. Green vegetables, tender leaves that keep spring alive. Vegetables are not just side dishes. They are the soft coat draped over every meal in old age. I used to think vegetables were for dieters or simple vegetarian meals, but then one day a doctor said, your body is severely lacking in fiber and vitamins, and I started to look at greens differently, with more appreciation and gratitude. After age 60, the digestive system weakens, bowel movements slow, and nutrient absorption declines. Green leafy vegetables, especially young leaves like spinach, water spinach, Malabar spinach, and broccoli, are rich in fiber, vitamin C, folate, magnesium, and many nutrients that help prevent constipation, boost immunity, cleanse the intestines, and maintain healthy skin. When we were younger, many of us chose meat over greens, thinking veggies were too light, not filling. But after 60, greens become our trusted companion, helping reduce bloating, ease digestion, and most importantly, bring a sense of lightness to every meal. I remember Mrs. Hoa, a woman from Hanoi, who had suffered from chronic constipation for months. After just 3 weeks of regularly eating boiled greens, vegetable soup, and fresh salads with a spoonful of sesame oil daily, she no longer needed laxatives. She smiled and said, "Tender leaves truly do keep spring alive." Vegetables are not only good for digestion, they naturally detox the body, reduce cholesterol, and most notably, slow down skin aging. Vitamins A, C, and antioxidants in greens help maintain skin elasticity, smooth out fine wrinkles, and bring brightness to both the face and spirit. You can start today. A lunch with sweet leaf soup and minced pork. A dinner plate of stir-fried bok choy with garlic. Or simply a few cilantro sprigs or cucumber slices with your breakfast. Nothing fancy, just consistent. And I want to say this. Eating vegetables is not just about staying healthy. It's about holding on to a piece of spring within our body. And at this age, that is more precious than any cosmetic or expensive pill. 5. Fruit. Sweetness in every moment. Sometimes, the smallest things in life hold the gentlest power, like a slice of orange in the morning or a ripe banana in the quiet of the afternoon. To someone like me, fruit is no longer just a dessert. It's how we reconnect with nature, with our bodies that are quietly asking to be cared for. After 60, the body easily loses mineral balance, lacks vitamins, and struggles with metabolism. Fruit provides natural sources of vitamin C, potassium, fiber, and antioxidants, helping digestion, stabilizing blood pressure, reducing inflammation, protecting heart health, and brightening the spirit each day. In youth, we rushed, skipping fruit, hurrying through meals to get back to work. But in old age, the body calls for routine, for pure nourishment. And fruit, with its natural sweetness and vibrant colors, is a small joy within reach for the elderly. I still remember Mrs. Judith, 76, who shared that after her husband passed away, she lost interest in eating. But every morning she would slice an apple, place it by the window, and eat while watching the sunlight. She said, "The tartness of the apple wakes up my whole memory." Fruit also helps with healthy weight management, slows cellular aging, and prevents chronic illnesses, like diabetes, high blood pressure, and stroke. Just 2 to 3 types of fruit each day, slipped in between meals, can gradually restore flexibility, sharpen the mind, and lighten the heart. You can begin today with a banana in the morning, a piece of papaya at lunch, or a few grapes in the late afternoon. No need to overdo it. Just be consistent, be mindful, and know that each bite of fruit is quietly nourishing your older years in its own special way. And if I could say one last thing, old age doesn't need candy or grand feasts. A juicy orange, a cool slice of watermelon, or a crisp pear is enough to remind us. Life still has its gentle sweetness, moment by moment. 6. Plant-based protein. The quiet strength of tofu and green beans. No fanfare, no attention. But plant-based protein is always there, quietly nourishing our bodies every day. When I was young, our meals often featured a single golden-fried piece of tofu next to a bowl of sweet fish sauce. I never thought much of it. Now, in old age, every time I eat that dish again, I understand. This was what kept us healthy without fuss or flair. After 60, getting enough protein becomes vital. But it must be done wisely, as our digestion is no longer as robust as it once was. Plant proteins from soybeans, green beans, black beans, red beans, and whole grains provide easy-to-digest protein, rich in essential amino acids and cholesterol-free, gentle on the stomach, protective for the heart. In the past, beans were seen as poor man's food, and people believed meat was the only way to gain strength. But today, with better understanding, we know plant protein is mild, less allergenic, and offers anti-inflammatory, antioxidant benefits, especially crucial for those with conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, or lipid disorders. Remember Ms. Dung, 65 years old, who struggled with high cholesterol and was on regular medication. Following a doctor's advice, she adopted a plant protein-rich diet: steamed silken tofu with ginger, green bean soup with vegetables, and unsweetened soy milk every morning. Just 2 months later, her lipid levels improved significantly, and she said she felt lighter, even in her mind. Plant-based protein helps maintain muscle mass, slow muscle loss, support immunity, and soothe digestion. Combine it with vegetables, a bit of plant oil, and brown rice, and you have a meal that's truly a tonic. No pills needed. You can start with simple steps: a bowl of green bean soup at lunch, steamed tofu at dinner, or a warm glass of soy milk in the morning. Don't worry about it being bland. With the right spices, fresh herbs, and a touch of love, even a vegetarian dish can awaken both your taste buds and your spirit. And let me gently remind you, when you choose beans, you're not just feeding your body, you're offering peace to your mind and clarity to your heart. It's a way of living slower and deeper, now that there's no need to rush. 7. Vegetable oils, gentle drops that nourish the heart. Not every drop harms the heart. Some, when chosen wisely, can be quiet miracles for a tired heart. I used to fear oil, avoided anything fried, worried whenever I heard the word fat. But then the doctor told me, there are oils you should use daily. They help keep your heart beating steady, not in a rush. After 60, the risk of high blood pressure, heart attacks, and strokes increases sharply, and a diet rich in healthy fats becomes an essential line of defense. Vegetable oils, especially olive oil, sesame oil, sunflower oil, and canola oil, are rich in unsaturated fats, which help lower bad cholesterol, LDL, raise good cholesterol, HDL, cleanse arteries, and support heart function. In the past, we were used to pork lard or chicken fat, giving dishes a rich, glossy flavor. But with them came silent threats: heart disease, fatty liver, creeping quietly into our lives. Switching to plant-based oils doesn't make food less tasty. It makes it easier to digest, lighter, and safer for aging bodies. I remember Mr. Loy, 67, who was hospitalized for chest pain. After that scare, he changed his cooking completely, using only olive oil for salads, sesame oil for light vegetable stir-fries, and drastically reducing deep-fried dishes. 3 months later, his doctor was surprised. His cholesterol and blood pressure were under control without increasing medication. Vegetable oils also help prevent dry skin, nourish brain cells, and support the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins, like A, D, E, and K, absolutely essential after 60. Just one small spoonful of the right oil daily can become a soft shield that protects your health for years. You don't need to use much, just enough. A dash of olive oil on steamed vegetables, a few drops of toasted sesame oil in hot soup, or simply replacing all animal fat in your kitchen with a trusted plant oil. It's a small act with a big heart. And if there's one thing I've learned through experience, don't fear oil. Choose it wisely, use it correctly, and believe that each drop you add is a quiet promise to your heart. I still care for you, gently and lovingly. 8. Whole grains, humble grains that sustain long life. Some small grains may seem insignificant, but they carry the life force of an entire field. Brown rice, oats, barley, millet, not refined, not polished, not glamorous, but it's precisely that rough outer bran, often discarded by the young, that holds the richest nutrients for the elderly. After 60, maintaining stable blood sugar, managing weight, preventing cancer, and keeping digestion healthy becomes top priority. Whole grains are the perfect choice, rich in fiber, B vitamins, zinc, magnesium, and especially antioxidants. They help slow cellular aging, regulate cholesterol, and support healthy bowel movement. In the past, we favored white rice, white bread, for their softness, fragrance, and convenience. But that convenience came at a cost: faster sugar absorption, easier weight gain, and fiber deficiency. After 60, we no longer need fast. We need sustainable. Meals should be slow-cooked, thoughtfully chosen, and filled with care. Remember Mr. Bin, 70, who had prediabetes and struggled with blood sugar control. After switching to brown rice 3 times a week, oatmeal for breakfast, and adding a spoonful of flaxseed daily, he not only felt lighter but maintained stable weight, something he couldn't achieve with medication alone. Whole grains also keep you full longer, reduce sugar cravings, and serve as the foundation for a balanced diet that seniors truly need. They slow down sugar absorption, critical for those worried about diabetes or metabolic disorders. You don't have to change everything, just one part at a time. Start by replacing part of your white rice with brown, mix chia or sesame seeds into your morning porridge, or cook oats with milk for a snack. Your body will thank you, quietly but deeply. And this I say from the heart: don't underestimate an unpolished grain, because sometimes what sustains you the longest isn't a drug, but something rustic and humble, yet truly healing. 9. Garlic. A pure white spice. Or is it medicine? Some things always sit quietly in our kitchens, small, familiar, but few realize they could protect us from countless silent threats. Garlic, the spice we toss into hot oil for aroma, is also one of the rare superfoods celebrated by both modern and traditional medicine. For those over 60, garlic is a quiet friend, fighting inflammation, lowering blood pressure, managing cholesterol, and especially boosting immunity. Allicin, the main compound in garlic, has natural antibacterial and antiviral powers, helping prevent colds, infections, and the heart-related conditions common in old age. We used to treat garlic like any spice, yet tossed away its medicine, fearing the smell or sting. But after 60, what we fear isn't the pungency, it's the dizzy spells, stubborn colds, and unannounced blood pressure spikes. I remember Mrs. 2, 73, who had high blood pressure and frequent colds whenever the weather changed. After consulting a nutritionist, she began eating garlic soaked in honey every morning and added a few slices of sautéed garlic to her greens. 3 months later, she called me, excited. Since adding garlic, I get fewer headaches, sleep better, and even my meals taste richer. Garlic also helps cleanse arteries, lower blood lipids, improve memory, and slow cellular aging. Whether eaten raw, pickled, steamed, or cooked, if taken regularly and properly, 1–2 cloves per day. Garlic can be a natural antibiotic for seniors. You don't have to force yourself to eat raw garlic daily. Try black garlic, soft, mildly sweet, and low odor, or honey-soaked garlic, or simply sauté a little golden garlic and drizzle it over your greens. Just a bit, but it's a gesture of love to your health. And what I admire most about garlic, it works quietly. No show, no fuss. Just like the love we give ourselves in our twilight years. Simple, pure, and full of strength. Together we've explored 9 foods, from eggs, fish, and milk to greens and garlic. Ordinary things, yet silently preserving the health, spirit, and dignity of old age. The most important thing isn't remembering every item, but remembering this. After 60, our bodies don't need much. They need enough, and they need it right. We don't need to change everything in a day. Just start with a gentle meal, some greens, a boiled egg, and a warm glass of milk. Because if we're not mindful, quiet changes will creep in. Memory fading, skin drying, steps growing weak. Not from age, but from neglect. But don't let that discourage you, because at any time, we can start caring for ourselves again. You don't need ginseng or expensive supplements, just a meal with soup, vegetables, gentle protein, and a sprinkle of love from your family. Believe this. Every time you choose healthy food, you're telling your body, I still love you. Old age isn't the end. It's a beautiful time to make peace with your body, your memories, and yourself. You deserve to live healthy, to live clearly, to live peacefully. Not for anyone else, but because you've weathered enough storms to earn it. Start now, with one small change. Add more greens. Choose unsweetened milk over soda. Snack on fruit between meals. If you found this helpful, follow the Senior Compass channel, where stories, advice, and gentle wisdom are always waiting. For you, tell us, which of the 9 foods will you try first? Or share this with a friend, a loved one. Perhaps you'll help them live healthier starting tomorrow. Old age doesn't have to be lonely. It only needs to be heard and allowed to choose what's best every day. If there's one thing I believe most in life after 60, it's this. When we care for ourselves, we feel younger, lighter, and life becomes more meaningful. Don't wait for illness to change. Change now, from the smallest things. Your meal, your drink, your first smile of the day. Because every morning you wake up, still able to eat, still able to taste. That means you're alive, still in love with life. Life after 60 doesn't need to rush, but it should be full. Full of nutrients, love, understanding, and grace. This stage of life isn't about living longer. It's about living deeper, more fully, and with a freedom youth never knew. Forgive the neglect of the past and begin again, because it's never too late to be kind to yourself. Beauty doesn't lie in age. It lies in how you cherish yourself every day. Thank you for walking with me today on this quiet, loving journey.